Awesome. All right. Oh, look, you got the book. Yay. Yay, Andrea. You know, Andrea, since you're here and you got the right book in your hands, I got the right question for you.
Shoot. What's up, Gio?
What do you call a joke that isn't funny?
I was gonna be mean, and I was gonna say either Gio or Sorrel, but I don't know.
Oh,
Now that's funny, Jill. You should stop right there.
Not funny, Sorrel. It's not funny. So funny, Andrea. So funny. What? I don't know how to follow that. Okay, how do you call a joke that isn't funny, Andrea?
I don't know, Gio.
A sentence.
oh,
That's good. I like that. I'm gonna start using that.
I know it. Nice. Welcome, 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 everyone. I always get lost in the percussion of the introduction. You know, it's like drums are some of my favorite instruments. I love it. Welcome. Good morning to everyone. In honor of Robin, who's missing in action today, he's got some stuff going on, but in honor of him, good morning to my friends in the East. Good morning to my friends in the West. Good morning to the North. Good morning to the South. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Huddle Spiritual Matter Thursdays. I'm so delighted that you are here. And we've got to check in with our tribe. We've got to check in. Sorrel, what time is it?
Yeah. It's now.
Time is now. Yes, yes. Andrea, where are you?
I am right where I need to be, right here.
All right. I love it. No latitude and longitude for that. It's always the same. Gio, how are you and what are you grateful for?
I am the way I say I am. And today I say I am optimistic. And I'm grateful for the Daily Huddle.
Oh, me too, my friend. Me too. I'm grateful for the Daily Huddle. Awesome. Vince, welcome, welcome. Who are you going to hug today?
Let's see. Make sure.
Uh-oh. Hug that mute button.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Here I am. What am I grateful for?
Well, who will you hug today?
Oh, who am I going to hug today? I'm going to hug my amazing and beautiful and loving girlfriend today.
Yay! Lots of love all around. Welcome, welcome, everybody. I see Molly. I see Cox. Hey, welcome, welcome. What are you on a treadmill? On the elliptical? What are you doing? Making Vince proud. Welcome, welcome. Today we are talking about a perennial, eternal, we don't know if we're ever going to get the answer kind of question today. And that's typically what happens in spiritual matters. And the question that we have today is, why did X happen to me? Fill in the blank. Everybody has an X in their life that they're like, okay, why? Just why? What price did I pay? What cost do I have to now be charged for? This was not in my I love my life bingo card when this happened, right? And so we want to kind of be in the question of what it means to check in with the reasons. You know that I always go back to the beginning, and that is to check your assumptions, right? And typically when we ask, why did X happen to me? we're looking for some level of divine manager, divine CEO, divine supervisor to say, okay, here, I'll take the blame, or I'll explain, or I'll fix it, et cetera, et cetera. And the other opportunity when we ask that is you could probably get some enlightenment or some answers about why did X happen to me when you check in with whatever lessons or character traits now are being evoked out of you as a result of that lesson, as a result of that happening. I'm thinking specifically about my sister. My sister married a lovely, lovely, amazing man. Everybody liked him, everybody loved him, everybody wanted to hang out with him. The men wanted to be his friend, the women wanted to be his girlfriend. And we all loved him in my family. And they had two beautiful boys, my nephews. And at some point around his 40th birthday, he got into a car accident, and that car accident triggered some ALS symptoms. And eventually, about 6 years later, he declined horribly fast, and to much of our shock and dismay. My sister was his full-time caregiver. And of course, as you can imagine, that was stressful on her, stressful on the children, because they couldn't get daddy to come play with them. He was just, disabled from the neck down, until he passed away last August. And we've been kind of like reeling with the aftermath of all of that. And so it's very present for me when my sister says, why did this happen to my husband? Of all the people that could have possibly met such an untimely, what seems to be unjust end, why him? And I don't think that I have answers that could possibly give her heart some peace. But here's where I have started to investigate. And here's what I'm inviting you to investigate. And that is, check in with where, what part of your heart has had to work overtime as a result of whatever that unfortunate event or these unfortunate circumstances, et cetera. For my sister, the part of her heart that has had to work overtime is patience. The part of her heart that has had to work overtime is knowing how to ask for help and understanding I cannot do it all. There's only so much to Superwoman that I could do. And then I have to call on my friends, I have to call on my family, I have to rely on a higher power, and I have to ask for help. And sometimes that requires humility, sometimes that requires standing in your power. And so check in with where you've been unwilling to go, such that quote unquote unfortunate circumstances or horrible circumstances have now required of you. And when I think about it that way, it gives me some peace. When I think about it that way, it gives me something to look at. It gives me a place of power to stand, as opposed to just surrendering to, this is horrible and I don't like it, and I need to talk to the divine manager so he can come fix this. You know what I mean? So I want to open it up. Since I don't have Robin here, I miss Robin. I don't have Robin to do the banter back and forth. So I'm just going to open it up, and I'm just going to have banter with all of you. So I would love to hear from you. What is your X when you think, why did X happen to me? What is your X that you're like, I can't explain it? And what would be the point? This seems like some random injustice. Oh, I see a raised hand. Come on in. So can I get some co-host powers over here so I can pin people and stuff?
Of course. CC, go ahead.
CC.
Thank you so much. I love this subject today. Why did this happen to me? The question is for me, how do I become a better person because of this? Why it happened to me? Will am I becoming a better person? Am I persevering and pushing through the why this happened to me? Am I seeking God more to press out whatever the why is in my brain? What am I doing? What actions am I taking to become a better person, to help someone else who is somebody's always doing something, going through something worse than me. So it's not even the why anymore. It's how do I go about doing this? What do I need to surrender of my fleshly self, selfishness? And patience is something that came about because of dealing with it years and years and years. Now I'm ready to do whatever I need to do, to surrender whatever I need to surrender, and to move forward.
That's lovely. I love that. Thank you so much, Cece. That's amazing. I like that you're starting to ask questions, or that you're asking questions about, like, how do I move forward? How do I use this? There's so many times, especially when something seems random, when something seems unjust, we're not looking at how do I use this? We're looking at this shouldn't happen. And we get caught in this shoulda, woulda, coulda. Maria, come on up.
Greetings, good morning, and thank you. Thank you so much for this topic. And so when you started to talk about it, I started crying, and I'm thinking, you know what? I cannot come up with the reason, because it seems like, first of all, everything's made up in language. So I could come up with the funny reason. I could come up with the sad reason. I could come up with the real reason. And you know what? In 2005, I was in New Orleans, living the life of all lives. That was like the highest of the high, and Hurricane Katrina happened, and I got displaced. Two of my closest friends committed suicide, and my car drowned, lost my job, lost my home, got displaced. And so since 2005, I have asked that question, like, why me and why us? Like, not even just me, all, our people in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And so what I really focus on is that I have a choice to either go in the corner, cry and feel sorry for myself and be a victim, or really be in action and create a life that's exotic, erotic, fun-loving, and adventurous. And Giovanni, I want to acknowledge you and tell you thank you so much for like sharing about how we can turn a mess into a story by really being responsible, because I can see I tolerate the mess, and I can take responsibility and not blame anyone for Hurricane Katrina, and really look for the blessing. And so that's why I'm focusing, is being grateful. And then what I want to say is to myself, welcome to humanity, because there are times I'm nearly pulled back to want to go be a victim and cry and feel sorry for myself. So I wanted to share all that with you. How do I say your name? Is it Monikah?
Yeah, Monikah.
So Monikah, do you have some kind of method to like come up with the reason, or is it just like I said, all made up, and then we find something that like resonates with us, and it's like, oh, that's the reason?
Well, see, here's the thing, that sometimes the short answer is no. I don't have a method. I just have more questions.
Okay.
The questions sometimes can give my heart some peace and some direction. And so that's why I started the conversation with, number one, check your assumptions. That's always the place where I start, is check your assumptions. And then number two is, what is this forcing me to be, that perhaps this happened for that reason, right? And so, for example, with your explanation of New Orleans, et cetera, perhaps it required you to be resourceful. Perhaps it required you to be patient with yourself. Perhaps it gave you the freedom to start over in a way that you wouldn't have if everything was comfortable and just, organized in a neat little, this is my life pile, right? And so when I look at what's available and what's possible as a result of whatever misfortune or horrible circumstance that I've had to face, then it starts to look like, oh, okay, I can use this. I can live with this. I can navigate this, instead of it just being this random injustice that was foisted upon me. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, thank you. And I would have not met y'all and Sorrel and Giovanni. They've had a tremendous influence over the quality of my life, which I'm very grateful for. So thank you, Sorrel, and thank you, Giovanni.
Yes, grateful for them and grateful for you. Thank you, Maria. Awesome.
Okay, thank you, Monikah.
Yes. Gio, come on up. You have your hand raised. Yes.
Thank you, Monikah. And thank you, Maria, for the acknowledgement. Maria, you're so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. What an unbelievable question, and wow, the depthness and the madness that it can take me into to look for an answer that there's no answer, right? But here's what really helps me, and in some degree, it gives me a place to stand when I've been able to be a contribution to others. I have been bought into, I am a believer, or I have bought into this notion, I have registered into this notion that we all have a purpose in life, a particular purpose in one's life. And so I don't know if that's true or not, right? But man, that's a powerful belief. And so for me, I've had many of those, why did this happen thing? But when I look at what happened with the opportunity of my declared purpose in life, the lessons that come from what happened, the tribulations that come from what happened, the pain that has come from what happened, somehow it managed to build my character for what I say the purpose of my life is. And when I have been in the blessing of being with others who are going through something really difficult, those who have a purpose, those who have bought in the belief that they have a purpose for their lives, somehow they have an incredible strength to deal with one of the most difficult things of their lives, because whatever happened, and somehow it's connected with something bigger than them.
Yeah.
And that's how I have managed, and I support others to manage these terrible things that some people go through.
Yeah, I think I love the way that you phrase that, in that it sometimes directs us to that purpose of our life, and it helps us to make sense of it. It helps us to make sense of it. And then it makes me wonder, why do I need a reason? Why does it have to make sense in order for me to find peace in it? And I don't have an answer to that yet either, but it's a powerful question about my relationship with uncertainty. Yeah. So thank you for bringing that up. That's a great contribution. Awesome. Sorrel, come on up. Come on up.
You know, the question makes my heart beat fast, right? I have a ton of why did that happen? You know, like, why was I born in Haiti? Why did I land in Miami, Florida? Why am I doing the things I'm doing now? So it's a never-ending series of questions. And what gives me power is actually seeing for myself that I'm addicted to giving a reason or finding a reason for everything that happens to me in my life. And over the course of the years, while it's, you know, it's not easy at all, because what's always there is, why me? Couldn't my life be easier?
Right.
So, you know, certainly right now in my life, I've got pain in my left leg that I deal with on a continual basis. And the answer why me is there. Why the pain? I mean, why can't it go away? And here's where I find power and I find comfort. It's really in the question that we ask every morning. So how am I? I am the way I say I am. And so why did this happen? Well, this happens for any reason I say it happens. So I could actually and do declare that I am feeling pain right now, so that I can develop my capacity to be with people who are in pain. So I can be compassionate and grow into that more. So I can be, I can have a taste of humility. You know, like, I'm just an arrogant human being who think that I can do anything I want at any age I want.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a taste of the other side.
Uh-huh.
So not a conclusion, but I'll keep inquiring. Why did X happen to me? It did for the reason I say right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. And there's a couple of things that you hit on when with your investigation. One is what I was talking about, like, why do I need a reason? What's my relationship with uncertainty such that I don't want to live there? All right, or with reasons. And then secondly, this idea of the declarative and the creative power of my word, that when I say I'm here because fill in the blank, then that becomes one of the engines that produce the results that I want, right? So if I'm here because I'm here to create empathy or compassion for others who are in pain, then the pain becomes a little bit more endurable. Then it becomes more purposeful, and then it's not just some random thing that was foisted upon me. And then I can have a relationship with it instead of being in resistance to it. Just like I've been resisting the sneeze that is about to happen any minute now. Any minute, I'm gonna have a sneeze. Thank you, Sorrel.
Monica, before we go to Ronald, I have good news.
Yes, tell me.
Mr. Robin Stern chimed in on Facebook.
Oh, yay.
And so, just want him to know how much we love him.
We love
and
you, Robin.
He chimed in, and he did chime in saying to make me into the image of Christ.
Oh, I love that. Of course. What a great Robin answer. I love it. Yes. Thank you, Robin. We miss you. Can't wait till we come back. Okay. So then now, what do we have here? I think I saw, where did Ronald go?
Ronald had his hand up.
Yeah. Ronald, come on up. Oh, you're muted, dear. You're muted, dear. Unmute. There we go.
Okay, sorry. I got technology issue right there. But really what really take it home for me is your hard work overtime in some areas. So I have had, areas, and I can relate to patients. I can relate to asking for help. I believe of myself I know of myself and build myself of being very resourceful, but yet I found myself in some situation where, it's not, you're not all that. I'm getting a taste that, just like Sorrel mentioned it and Maria talked about it, I'm getting a taste of really why, that anything can happen to anyone. And I am part of that anyone, because sometimes you don't see yourself as part of that anyone because, it's like, no, this is not for me, but it is for anyone, So that really bring which area of your heart gonna work overtime. And I have seen my patient works overtime at time. I have seen serenity works overtime for me. Like I am just like, okay, let's take it a notch down, it's almost like people have to tell you, like to couple last weekend, actually, my wife had to tell me to take it down a notch, because it's just, I was a little bit too much on the edge, you push it on the edge and it's gonna hit sometime. So, it's like bring down to humanity and like I said, the way you put it, your part of your work that work over time, I can deal with that and associate with that.
Yeah. So what I hear you saying, when you said that your wife asked you to bring it down a notch, it sounds like sometimes we have conversations and I err on the side of this person doesn't have the language necessarily. In my life, this is what I do. Sometimes when somebody, when I'm in a particular emotional state and they express some level of resistance or fix it advice or something like that to it, I err on the side of assuming that this person doesn't have the language. But ultimately, all we are ever asking ourselves and of each other is, what do you need and how can I help you? Even if we don't have the language for that. Right? Because sometimes it sounds like bring it down a notch, but really, I just don't know how to help you. So like, bring yourself down so that I can manage how to help you. Do you know what I mean?
Wow. What do you need? How can I help you? It's just so simple. It is very simple because I had to really break down. Actually, I physically broke down because I did not know any other way of being.
Yeah.
You know, when she asked me, would she basically really tell me or force me to take it down, because I don't know any other way of being. But on the other hand, I like the question that you say here, you know, how can I help you? Because it could normally be on me to say what do you need? How can I help you? In order for me to understand her, as opposed to me, you know, take it down one notch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. This is so simple.
Yay!
Yeah, I just got a ha-ha moment there.
Yay! Awesome. We love those. We love those
Yeah.
moments. Thank you, Ronald, for bringing your contribution. Are you complete?
Yes, I'm complete.
Oh, that was great. That was great. Thank you, Ronald. That was awesome. I love how you were like, I could see you grappling with it in the moment. I'm like, wait a minute, wait, what? I'm going down a different hall in this house altogether. I love that. Andrea, I'm looking at your face and you look like you have something to say. I'm like, ooh, what's some juicy around there? You're just kind of like, I just see your wheels turning, right? Oh, is that what it is? The wheels are turning. I love it. Well, I love being able to kind of navigate these waters with you all for a couple of reasons. One is because selfishly, sometimes I bring you guys questions that I don't have the answers to, and I need your help to figure them out and to make sense of them. And then the other thing is that we learn by modeling and in community. That's just like the human condition. Just welcome to the human condition. It's how children learn language and learn posturing and learn culture and learn social mores and everything else. It's how we learn how to be inside of our workplaces and our families, et cetera. We see somebody else doing it. It's like, oh, okay, these are allowable behaviors. These are not. So I'm going to govern myself accordingly. It's how we move in human society at all times, is by modeling and by being in community. And the part of community that I love the most is accountability. It's accountability because it doesn't look like, for some people, accountability looks like call somebody to the carpet and have them own up to their jacked up stuff. That's not what I mean. What I mean about accountability is being accountable, like account for my own thinking, my own feelings, my own actions, and my own results, and having help in aligning them in a way that makes sense for me and empowers me and has me moving forward in my life. And that's what we do here in the Daily Huddle, is what we do in Spiritual Matters. And I'm so thankful that you are here. We're just about out of time. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to give, who has the last word? Do I have the last word, or do somebody else has the last word? Raise your hand if you have a last word for us to contribute to
the last word, Dr. Monikah.
What's that?
You have the last word.
Oh, okay. Well, then there it is. There was the last word. Thank you for being part of the Daily Huddle community and allowing us to come into your lives every day, and certainly me every Thursday. On behalf of myself and Robin, thank you. And we appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.
Excellent job.
Thank you, guys. See you tomorrow.